When we found out we was having twins, I didn't believe it at first. Of course, Katie had a hard pregnancy.
My pregnancy, I would describe as a little rough. From the moment I woke up till the time I went to bed, I was sick.
When Carter was born, of course, they were preemies and they had to stay in incubators. They were supposed to bring John and Carter back to the room, and they never did.
The nurse had noticed that Carter's heart rate had dropped pretty dramatically in the 60s and 70s.
They had taken an EKG and discovered she had problems with her heart, and that they were going to med-flight her to Children's Hospital. And as soon as they diagnosed her, they asked if she had any siblings. So we told them John was her twin brother.
I could not believe what I was hearing. And he told us all basically to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Somebody rips your heart out and you're thinking, what else could go wrong?
It was a definite emotional roller coaster.
After we found out both of them had the same diagnosis, long QT, it's hard to process all that in just 24 hours of having a newborn. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
My mother made it there in record time, and I looked at her and I told her, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough to do this. And she told me, you have to be. They're your kids. I was very super protective of them when they came home. I stared at the baby monitor, making sure they were breathing, because that's when he told us would be their most vulnerable time. I made myself sick watching the monitor. That's all I could do. And I remember one night Lance finally said, you have to stop. You can't stare at the monitor all night long. He said, if something's going to happen, it will happen, and it's okay. God has a plan for them. If that's their plan, it'll be okay.
The first thing was to survive for the first year.
And then when a year came around, it was a big thing. They beat the odds, they beat the chances, and they're going to make it.
We have to really be cautious of startling. They can't be, like somebody hides behind the corner and jumps out and says boo.
Anything that may catch them off guard, or, pulling the blanket over your head and popping out. Those types of things, he said, could cause them to go into an arrhythmia.
We have to carry backpacks with AEDs in them.
That stands for an automated external defibrillator. They are pads that you pull out and place onto the child's chest if they potentially have a deadly rhythm, and this will then shock them back into hopefully a normal rhythm. It's
also a constant reminder that there is something wrong with them and it could happen at any time, but we are prepared. I never knew what American Heart Association was until we had the problem with our children.
The American Heart Association does nothing but wonderful things for the heart and people. They help with research, they help with information. They helped me learn about the disease and what I could do and programs I could find, and anything that I needed, the American Heart Association helped.